This is Sky News with Kay Burley.
Very good afternoon. UEFA is to investigate allegations of racist chanting directed at Premier League star Mario Balotelli and Czech Republic defender Theodore Selassie at Euro 2012. The incidents are alleged to have happened during Sunday's draw between Italy and Spain and the match between the Czech Republic and Russia, which took place on Friday. Well, our correspondent Ian Doveston is with me here in the studio. So nothing that we could hear on the telly, actually,
no.
in either game, but nevertheless, UEFA feels strongly enough about it to look into it.
It's pretty amazing that we weren't able to hear it when you look at what the fans group, Fans Supporters Europe, I think it is, FSE, Thomas Herzog is their spokesman, and he says that they monitored what went on, and he claims, although the Italian manager, Cesare Prandelli, denied any racist chanting at Mario Balotelli during this game, the fans suggest that there were 200 Spanish supporters making monkey chants at Mario Balotelli during that game. So clearly it would have been audible. The fans group also suggests that there were a lot of Spanish fans, and the majority actually of Spanish fans, trying to intervene and trying to stop them doing it. Nevertheless, it was done. And clearly UEFA have been given cognizance of it and are now investigating it. They're saying that there's no disciplinary proceedings at the moment, but clearly they're looking into it. And it would be interesting to see how that comes out, Kay, because you know, they haven't got a great record for fining, or big fines at least, for countries and their fans and those associations' fans getting involved in racist chanting, and they've been heavily criticised for it in the past for the kind of fines that they mete out.
Spanish fans don't necessarily have a very good reputation.
No, they don't.
Do they? Not least in football, but also Formula One.
Yeah,
we very well remember
exactly,
what happened with Lewis
and it does tend to be a minority, but you're right, yes.
Yeah. And what about Theodore Selassie?
Well, Theodore Gebre Selassie is a defender for the Czech Republic, and this happened in Wrocław. I think you pronounce it on Friday. This is Russia versus the Czech Republic. And there was racist chanting, perhaps not as much and perhaps by not as many people as we understand it, at him during that game. And of course that will form part of UEFA's investigations also. I mean, we need to look forward as well on this, Kay, because of course Poland play Russia this very evening, and it happens to be Russia Day. And of course, Russia were in control of Poland for about 44 years after World War II. And the Russian fans want to march to the stadium. And I would have thought that there is the potential for antagonism during that as well. So we need to keep our eyes open this evening for the potential for more of this kind of event.
When you say investigate, how long is it going to take them to investigate?
Well, it usually takes quite a long time. I mean, you know, if you look at, for instance, when the Bulgarian fans were making racist comments towards, or racist chanting towards Ashley Young during an England game, I think it took a couple of months to come through, and when it did, it was a £30,000 fine. If you look at England-Serbia, the under-21s.
So there's no incentive really, is there, for these people in the stand to stop?
Well, the action is not quick, and you have to say as well that you know, Mario Balotelli made a statement, and perhaps some people would suggest it was unwise. I think many other people will actually say he's quite within his rights to have said what he did. I mean, Mario Balotelli says some strange things now and again, and does some strange things, but he said before this tournament that if anybody racially abuses him, he'll walk off the pitch. And I don't think anybody would argue that he's got, first of all, a right to do that, and on top of that, a right to say it in public. I don't think anybody would argue with that, but UEFA seemed, oddly enough, to argue with it, because they suggested that any player that walks off the pitch would get a yellow card. So, you know, it's difficult to define exactly where UEFA stand on this, particularly when you look at the level of the fines and you look at statements like that. They have got a procedure in place. To be fair, they've suggested that, look, the players must go to the referee, and it's for the referee with UEFA to decide. But there are mixed messages in terms of the fines and in terms of what they're saying. But clearly we're going to see quite a bit of this in this tournament.
Ian, for now, thanks very much indeed. Do let us know what you think. news@sky.com, 84501. You can tweet us if you prefer using the hashtag Sky today. I'll read out some of those in just a short while. But for now, let's take you to the Leveson